A shocking revelation has emerged in the ongoing political drama surrounding a collapsed espionage case. The Education Secretary has made a bold statement, asserting that a key security advisor played no part in the evidence presented for the case against two men accused of spying for China. But here's where it gets controversial. The conservatives are pointing fingers at Jonathan Powell, the Prime Minister's national security advisor, suggesting he had a role in withholding crucial evidence from prosecutors. Charges against Christopher Cash and Christopher Berry, who vehemently deny the allegations, were dropped last month, sparking criticism from ministers and MPs alike. When asked about Powell's involvement, Bridget Phillipson assured the BBC that he had no conversations regarding the substance or evidence of the case. She expressed deep disappointment that the case didn't proceed and shifted the responsibility to the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, to explain their inability to bring forward a prosecution. Downing Street initially denied any ministerial involvement in the case's collapse. However, in a surprising turn of events, Stephen Parkinson, the Director of Public Prosecutions and head of the CPS, revealed that the trial collapsed because the government failed to provide evidence labeling China as a national security threat. The Conservatives have submitted an urgent question in Parliament, demanding ministers explain to MPs on Monday why the trial collapsed. They suggest Powell, known for his efforts to foster closer relations with Beijing, did not provide the CPS with the necessary evidence. Chris Philp, the Shadow Home Secretary, told the BBC that ministers must urgently clarify why they chose not to disclose the extensive information demonstrating China's threat to national security during the 2021 to 2023 period. He added, "It appears Jonathan Powell was behind this decision, and he should consider his position if that's the case." The Prime Minister has defended the government's position, stating that they can only rely on the previous Conservative government's designation of China as an epoch-defining challenge. "You must prosecute based on the circumstances at the time of the alleged offense," the Prime Minister explained to reporters in India. So the focus should be on the Tory government's policy during that period. Several former Conservative ministers and advisers have confirmed to the BBC that there was no official designation of whether a country poses a threat. They claim there is a document with numerous examples of Chinese activities threatening the UK at the time of the alleged offences, which could have been used as evidence. Sources cited the hack on the Ministry of Defense, which ministers suspected China was behind, as one of many such incidents. No sane jury would look at that evidence and not conclude China was a threat, a source from the last government asserted. Former Conservative ministers also highlighted public statements, including those from the former head of MI5, Ken McCallum, who in 2023 described a sustained campaign of Chinese espionage on a pretty epic scale. The Liberal Democrats have criticized the government's approach to China, stating it puts our national security at risk. They urged the government to block the planning application for a new Chinese embassy in London, arguing that it would enable Chinese espionage on an industrial scale. Mr. Cash, a former parliamentary researcher, and Mr. Berry were charged under the Official Secrets Act in April 2024, during the Conservative government's tenure. They were accused of gathering and providing information detrimental to the state's safety and interests between December 2021 and February 2023. Under the Official Secrets Act, spying accusations can only lead to prosecution if the information passed on was useful to an enemy. Last month, the Director of Public Prosecutions announced that the case could no longer proceed to trial, since the evidence no longer met the evidential test. This case has sparked intense debate and raised questions about the government's handling of national security matters. What are your thoughts on this matter? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below.